History, according to E.H. Carr, a famous historian, it is not just narration of the past, it is unending dialogue between the past and the present.
What do you think history offers that the other optionals do not?
See, it is popularly said that history, geography, badi bewafa, raat pada din safa. History never became the victim of the scaling thing of the UPSC. History optional is easier than what we study history in PT. From the last 1979 question to 2025, you will not find much question asking about the date and figure. History is all about interpretation, understanding different perspectives. You cannot understand today's international relation unless and until you understand Cold War. I've seen that 1981 question, 1981, that was repeated in 2013 or 14, I think. Best test series is PYQ.
Absolutely, sir.
The best test series. So on the basis of that, one can catch the nerve of the question setter. So the themes emanates from there.
So what exactly is UPSC looking for in a good answer?
History without historiography is something like body without soul. Choosing a right optional is equal to choose a right partner. If you don't choose a right partner, your life will become hell. If you don't choose a right optional, your preparation will become hell. Two things I suggest the student: syllabus and PYQ, and the third thing is standard books and the right coaching, which is Drishti IAS.
Hello viewers, welcome back to the Optional Advantage. Today we are going to be discussing the History Optional. History Optional has survived every UPSC trend, from emerging optionals to technological disruptions. It has survived almost all the changes that have been brought about, and yet thousands of aspirants continue to choose history every year. Why? To answer these questions, we have with us Mr. Tauqeer Zafar sir, Senior Faculty at Drishti IAS. Sir has around 14 years of teaching experience, and incidentally, Sir was the first faculty to join Drishti IAS when we first launched our English medium initiative. So I extend a very warm welcome to
Thank
Sir.
you, ma'am.
Welcome to the show, Sir. I hope you're having a good time today.
Pleasure.
All right, sir. Sir, I would like to ask the first question first, the important question first. And that is that most people tend to see history as the study of the past. How would you define history? And why do you think that that definition matters for a UPSC aspirant?
See, history, according to E.H. Carr, a famous historian, he says that it is not just the narration of the past, it is understanding and a dialogue, unending dialogue between the past and the present. According to Carr, history is understanding the societies, why the events happened, not just the jugglery of facts. Why the events happened, how the conceptual development has taken place in the different events, what was the implication, impact on the contemporary society, what is continuity and change. So for UPSC aspirant, this definition matters a lot, because when he is posted as an administrator, and he should understand the society. So for that, he should know the root cause of casteism. He should know the root cause of communalism, nationalism, federalism, constitutionalism, communism, capitalism. Without understanding those things, it becomes difficult. See, because today's present will be tomorrow's history.
Right, sir.
What we are seeing today, after 50 years, it will become history. So history is all about interpretation, understanding different perspectives, why the event has happened, how the event has happened, without focusing on the dates and the plethora of events, the jugglery of facts. No, it should not be understood in that way.
Right, sir. So for an aspiring administrator, studying of history is going to help them deal with future problems.
So that is why UPSC has included history in prelims,
Right, sir.
as a major portion, in the mains also, substantial part of the syllabus is, major part of the syllabus is history, and other subjects also are there. So जब तक हिस्ट्री पता नहीं होगा आपको कैसे आप प्रेजेंट समझ पाएंगे. दिस इज व्हाट इज द पर्सपेक्टिव है.
Right, sir. Sir, we have seen that, history as an optional has really survived the competition or the trend rather from all these emerging new fashionable optionals. What do you think history offers that the other optionals do not?
History is an evergreen optional subject, and I still remember when I was started preparing, I joined Delhi University and did my graduation from there, masters from there in history. So that one of the major reason was that I have to appear in the civil service exam. This was a major reason. And history never became the victim of the scaling thing of the UPSC. Like the other subject, I would not name them, has been done. So it is always being, the part of the popular optional subject.
Right, sir.
Yes.
So, sir, I mean, despite being popular and everything, students often complain, or rather, I mean, it's sort of a complaint that the syllabus of history is very vast. Do you think it's the vast syllabus that poses a challenge, or do you think it's the lack of a roadmap or the right approach to tackle with the syllabus that is the actual challenge?
See, it is popularly said that history, geography, badi bewafa, raat pada din safa.
Yes, sir.
So generally we believe that. In fact, when in the class, when I start the batch, or I ask the student in the class that how many of you do not like history? So there are many hands being raised. Then I ask them, the major reason is what? Why don't you like it? Then they tell me that it is all about dates and years. It is memorizing too much of things. So even when I did my college from Delhi, even my understanding was this. But later when I was taught by my teachers, they taught us really well that events were happening in front of us as if we anyone can visualize it. So it is about understanding the events, connecting the events, and then this interconnectedness is very important. For example, I'll tell you. The fall of Constantinople happened in 1453, and the Byzantine Empire came to an end, Ottoman Empire established. There was a trade route that was connecting the Asia and Europe and Africa. In fact, the Asia and Europe was mainly connected, and this trade route was the lifeline of the economic system of that time. So the most isolated countries, Spain and Portugal, if you see the map, they were isolated, so they started searching for an alternative route, and that gives rise to the European trading companies, and then trade and commerce grew up. Then there was a rise of Renaissance that has happened, which gave rise to spirit of freedom, inquiry, and that is why there was a challenge to the Roman Catholic Church. Reformation happened in 16th century. Renaissance taking place in 15th century, Reformation taking place in 16th century, and with that Reformation, when there was a challenge to the Roman Catholic Church. Imagine there was a challenge to the Roman Catholic Church, which was an expression of the conservatism and orthodoxy. So Reformation gave rise to Protestant culture, which was which was in favor of interest-based economy, which was in favor of hard work and the work ethics and the product of that hard work, which Roman Catholic system was not favoring. So that gave rise to capitalism. In fact, one of the aspect of Reformation was Calvinism. Protestantism was Calvinism. So Calvinism becomes a major reason for capitalism. With the spirit of freedom, you see the geographical discoveries happening, trade and commerce increasing. With the spirit of freedom, scientific bent of mind increased. With the scientific bent of mind, scientific revolution happened in 16th century. With the scientific revolution, it gave rise to the industrial revolution, which happened for the first time in the second half of 18th century in Britain. That gave rise to search of raw material and market, then search of colonies. This gave rise to imperialism and colonialism. Imperialism and colonialism gave rise to colonial rivalry, which becomes a factor for First World War. So how connected it is? A talk can be given only on making the students understand the connection between different events. So it is not about memorizing facts. It is not about, even in prelims, I would say, they don't ask year or date. From the last 1979 question to 2025, you will not find much question asking about the date and figure. पूछता नहीं है.
Right,
It
sir.
is about understanding events. It is about understanding the concepts.
Right, sir.
कि imperialism क्या है, colonialism क्या है, industrial capitalism क्या है, mercantilism क्या है, nationalism क्या है, federalism क्या है. Every concept, every event should be understood. There is a debate associated with it.
And sir, I mean, the way you portray it, it appears like there's a cause and effect relation between all events. So they are not operating in silos, but rather interconnected with each other.
Yeah, they are connected. Interconnection is there. See, if you study this new economic policy of Lenin, which talks about strategic retreat, which talks about capitalism also, though Lenin has groomed Russia on the lines of communism. And the same type of system has inspired Jawaharlal Nehru in the post-independence period. So you see the economic reconstruction that was done on the lines of the new economic policy, that we have mixed economy, that we have the public sector, we have private sectors also. The key industries are in the hand of public government. So it is all about connection. You cannot understand today's international relation unless and until you understand Cold War. It is difficult.
True, sir.
You should know what was the impact of the invasion of Afghanistan by USSR. It is well connected with 9/11. So contemporary events can be understood well, whether it is in India or in world, only through the important events that took place in world history, especially Cold War period, Cold War event. Yeah.
Right, sir. Sir, a couple of minutes ago, you mentioned various themes like mercantilism or capitalism, imperialism. And I've noticed that you've often emphasized on those themes rather than simply completing topics in class. Why do you think this emphasis on themes is required rather than simply topics?
See, ma'am, the point is that the objective of the teacher is to make the student pass. And the basic objective is what? That they should find a question in the exam. If I will just give a lecture on a particular topic, I can give lecture for couple of hours on a particular topic, and the student will listen to it like a storytelling. And if I don't make them understand, see that this topic has this particular region, themes, issues from where the question will be asked. So I would always advise the student that before starting the topic, they should know what are the important themes and issues that they should be knowing, and that thing is only done when they see the previous paper. So we have seen it. I have seen the previous paper from 1979 to 2025. So on the basis of that previous year's paper, one can catch the nerve of the question setter. So the themes emanates from there. Unless and until you know the themes. For example, I'll give you a very good example. For example, if you teach Mauryan Empire, which is a part of ancient India in PT and in part of optional subject. So in Mauryan Empire, 3-4 things are very important. One, the decline of the Mauryan Empire. How this Mauryan Empire evolved. the rise of Mauryan Empire. The nature of the state of Mauryan Empire, how unique it was, and what is the relevance of that politico-administrative machinery which was horizontal, vertical, bureaucratic, complex, guided by Chanakya, who was the minister of Chandragupta Maurya, and how how the how this policy of Dhamma evolved, and how Dhamma was responsible for the decline of Mauryas. What events took place which has changed the heart of Ashoka? Because he killed over 1 lakh people in Kalinga war, and after that he's feeling, he's having that remorse of killing these many peoples, and later on he is getting converted into Buddhism, and he drops the imperial exercise. He's no more doing imperial exercise. That becomes a reason for the fall of Mauryan Empire also. So अब मौर्यन एम्पायर किसी को पढ़ना है तो पॉलिसी ऑफ धम्मा, Ashokan inscription, because that shows the territorial extent of the empire. Then the decline of Maurya, where Romila Thapar's analysis comes, that she writes a book, Ashoka and Decline of Maurya. Then the Mauryan art, which is very important and inspiration from foreign country. So those things should be understood without, just focusing on only on storytelling, or because see, you have to answer those complex questions, which is essential. Yeah.
Sir, you just mentioned that you strongly advocate reading the PYQs, attempting them, solving them in order to gauge the themes that are important. What do you think the students are missing when they look at PYQs as just questions to solve without really trying to analyze the themes and everything?
See, trust me, ma'am, I'm telling you, in as far as PYQ is concerned, whether it is prelims GS, I will not say this year's prelims, I won't say that. It was a bit weird. But I would say that if you see the prelims GS, and if you see mains GS and optional also, the previous year's paper, see, there is no other possible way to understand or catch the nerve of the question setter. There is no other way. Two things I suggest the student: syllabus and PYQ, and the third thing is standard books and the right coaching, which is Drishti IAS. So, reorganizing the syllabus in the light of the previous year's paper, and then understanding what all topics are important for exam. For example, I will tell you, in history optional, if you see the previous year's paper, that reduce the syllabus from 100% to 60%, because there are too much of repetition. They just change the language. They just change the language. Just changing the language, the question that was asked in 1997, for example, it was repeated in 2003. Again, the same question will be repeated in 2017. So, if you see, there are multiple times one question, just by changing the language, they keep on doing it. In the same way, GS also, they do this. They shift the question from mains to PT, PT to mains. पीटी के टॉपिक को उठाया, मेंस में पूछ दिया, मेंस के टॉपिक को उठाया, पीटी में पूछ दिया. यूपीएससी ने अलग अलग एग्जाम्स जो कराए हैं, उसके क्वेश्चन इधर उधर फ्लिप कर दिए उठा करके. ऑप्शनल में क्या करते हैं, व्हाट दे डू, दैट द क्वेश्चन आस्क्ड इन 90, आई हैव सीन दैट 1981 क्वेश्चन, 1981, दैट वाज रिपीटेड इन 2013 or 14, I think. That was, they keep on doing this. So repetition makes the preparation very easy, number one. Second thing, that helps to catch the nerve of the question setter, that you know that what type of question he can give, and that makes the preparation very easy. Not only in optional, in GS mains and in PT, even current affairs you prepare, you should know that what type of question they ask in the exam. What are the basic sources to understand it? What are the standard books that you should focus on? What are the website that you should follow? What are the newspaper that you should focus? So, three things: standard books, previous year's paper, reorganizing the syllabus in the light of the previous year's paper. because there is no other way out. What we do, we leave the PYQ and we keep on hunting for test series. I have seen student, I interact with them कि तुमने पिछले 2-3 सालों का क्वेश्चन देखा नहीं, but he has joined some test series somewhere in the catchment area of ORN, that is old Rajendra Nagar, they say, the Gen Zs. So they keep on hunting for test series. I am not against test series, they should do it, but the best test series is PYQ.
Absolutely, sir.
The best test series.
And also, sir, I mean, like you said, it kind of also helps in prioritizing the themes.
Huh.
PYQs. So probably you'll know that,
See,
this is frequently repeated.
how would you get
Exactly,
an idea?
sir.
Suppose if I am asked to prepare, UPSC gives a direction, sends me a mail that this time 2027 question you will be preparing for PT. Then what I will be doing if I don't have any idea about UPSC or I mean the previous year's paper, so I have to bank upon the previous year's paper. तो मैं क्या करूँगा, पीछे के सालों के क्वेश्चन देखूंगा, 20 साल 25 साल के, और उसके बाद on the basis of that I'll try to frame it. Even in PT I have seen in 2000 from 20 to 26, not this 26 attempt I won't count it, even this time the topics were repeated. So they don't do the direct repetition, they do indirect repetition of the question. For example, if they frame some question from Simon Commission, next time they will frame a question from Nehru Report, or some other clauses of Simon Commission will be there in the question. So,
or the options.
हाँ,
One
there
of
is
the
no
options.
other way out. और कुछ तरीका नहीं है. कैसे आप how will you do it? So complete the syllabus, but in the light of the previous paper. It is reverse engineering. How Japan did industrialization. Reverse engineering.
Yes, sir. True. Sir, I would like to shift the focus a little bit on the mains answer writing now. And we've discussed that UPSC is not too keen on facts and figures and dates. So what exactly is UPSC looking for in a good answer?
Okay, see, I would say that knowledge is raw material, answer writing is finished product. So with knowledge, you have knowledge, but you don't know how to present it. So the best way to write a good answer is what? That, nowadays I see the answers of the student, what they do. That they make an arrow and write a line. They make some diagram and then do that, drawing thing and they don't even write properly. See, the answer should be exhaustive. It should convey the examiner that what you want to tell. It should be a short essay type of a thing. Like, when I was in college, we used to ask to prepare tutorials. And those tutorials were in the paragraph form, small paragraph. There should be a connectivity between them. And whenever the provision of something is being asked to write, we use points also, and then the different points are also being used. So the most important condition for answer writing is what? That you should organize systematically, present it properly. I am not telling that you should write in Victorian English or flowery English. You should write a normal English, which should be correct, and not overloading the answer with lots of facts, but with analysis. Broadly, you have to write it. That, for example, they ask you a question: why US participated in First World War? So you should have 5-6 points. Those 5-6 points you have to explain and write it. It should not be just pointers, which is मतलब मैं कहता हूँ बहुत अनप्रोफेशनल तरीका है लिखने का. मतलब मैं तो बच्चों को ये भी कहता हूँ कि अगर if you go and write a love letter to your girlfriend, for example, then she'll make a correction and give it back to you. So it should be presentable, no? There you do all those experiments. But here you become very unprofessional. As if you are in hurry. First they should focus on writing an exhaustive answer. Then, improving the qualities. Then they should focus on speed and word limit. पहले आप knowledge तो gain कर लो,
Absolutely, sir.
content enhancement, then systematically arranging those content and analytically writing it, and then finally, you get the results.
Right, sir. So, sir, basically, you were saying that let's say, the diagrams, etc., should be supplementary, and they
In
should
the
not.
answer writing,
Yes.
the students won't get time.
Okay.
Because see, around 5,000 words you have to write in 3 hours. Do you think it is possible to make diagrams and stuff? No, not at all. I don't think so. You should present the answer nicely and give examples, illustration, and write broadly. Don't overload with facts and figures. Just for the heck of writing it, don't write it, because that will have a negative impact on the results. Yeah.
So, you are basically suggesting that in your teaching style, particularly, you will focus rather on timelines and probably stories and linkages and all of that. Sir, are you suggesting that connections are easier for students to remember as compared to raw information thrown at them?
Connection is very important. Without connection, history is all about continuity and change. For understanding present, see, Gandhian philosophy is emanating from where? Mostly from moderates, techniques of moderates and extremists, and his own ideology. The sum of all those ideologies is Gandhism. Though he was a great philosopher also.
True, 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 sir. Sir, how important are historians and historiography?
See, history without historiography is something like body without soul and heart. So, if any question they ask you, for example, if they ask you any question, we just write the facts. In a GS, maybe it works, but even in GS, in the mains exam, I use historiography various places just to enrich the answer. There are different schools of thought: nationalist school of thought, Cambridge school of thought, colonial school of thought, feminist school of thought, Marxist school of thought, subaltern school of thought. Different school of thought has given different interpretation about the particular topic. Today only in the class I was teaching the nature of American Constitution. So you cannot understand the nature of American Constitution without understanding the critic given by Charles Beard, that he said that American Constitution is an economic document. So it was being contradicted by Robert Brown and Forrest MacDonald. It was very holistic. They defended the American Constitution. If you study Aurangzeb's religious policy, there are multiple schools of thought. One school of thought, Jadunath Sarkar and A.L. Srivastav, says that his approach was responsible for the decline of the Mughal Empire. Then there are Nomani and Faruqi. They says that this Aurangzeb's religious policy was because of the political reasons. But Satish Chandra and Irfan Habib says that there was other reasons like Jagirdari crisis and agrarian crisis that has happened, and that created mass resentment. So without historiography, historians' view, the answer will be they'll be giving 3 out of 10. And if you add historiography to it, every answer should be, not every I would say, but yeah, most of the answer in optional especially should be enriched by historiography. Very important. For example, if you study peasant revolt, you cannot understand peasant revolt without understanding subaltern opinion, Marxist opinion. Cannot. मतलब उसमें रामचंद्र गुहा का क्या ओपिनियन है, रंजीत गुहा का क्या ओपिनियन है, सुमित सरकार का क्या ओपिनियन है ना, गाडगिल साहब का क्या ओपिनियन है, उसके बिना आप कैसे पीजेंट रिवोल्ट कर सकते हो, ट्राइबल रिवोल्ट कैसे कर लोगे? सो दिस इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई ऑलवेज टेल दैट history optional is easier than what we study history in PT. Yes, ma'am.
So, when you look at various top scorers from the history optional, what quality makes them stand out? Their answers.
The quality that I told you that historiography is very important, and not overloading the answer with too much of facts and figures just for the heck of writing it. For example, they ask you about the critical analysis of the Government of India Act 1935. I have seen in the test series also, the students who wrote the main exam also, I have those papers also, जिन्होंने मतलब जो टेस्ट दिया उन्होंने और जिन्होंने मेंस भी लिखा, तो दे गो एंड जस्ट राइट द प्रोविजन ऑफ द, मतलब क्वेश्चन में दे सॉ, so you have to understand the key word of the question, and if they ask you the critical analysis, that means you have to write the criticism as well as you have to write the advantages also, the positive sides also. It should be a balanced answer. You cannot just go and enlist the provision of a particular act. So this applies everywhere. So answer should be not loaded with facts and figures. It should be analytical. It should appear that if I read the answer, the examiner should understand and it satisfies the question, है ना, and hitting the question directly rather than beating around the bush. ये बहुत important point है because that saves time and word limit also, words also.
Right, sir. So basically, what you are recommending students is that for mains particularly, they should focus more on the analysis part
हाँ
rather than simply loading answers
हाँ,
with facts.
loading facts with, उसका कोई फायदा नहीं है.
Right, sir. Sir, for our students, I would like to ask you, request you to tell them what is the strongest reason for choosing history optional today and who should avoid choosing the optional.
See, the strongest reason is that the myth that the syllabus is very exhaustive, the the syllabus is too much. There is full of dates and figures and cramming of facts. I would say the syllabus becomes from 100% to 60%. Trust me, this is true because the repetition of the question is too much. And the previous year's paper is frequently repeated. I hope that UPSC does not listen to me, but I challenge this. They cannot do anything. Why? I will tell you. In the last 45 years, they have asked so many questions. There is no other topic left. So they have to repeat those things. They have to repeat it. So PYQ makes it easy. There is no overburden of current affairs. There is no problem of understanding complex theories. Theories पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कहीं पे भी. Ancient India you study, medieval India you study, ancient you study. All those are asked in PT. Culture and PT has 15 to 20 question. In the main ancient India, see culture, modern world, all these sections are asked in the main exam. So you don't study anything. So I tell my student that you keep on preparing your optional subject, keeping in mind that you have to appear in the PT exam. जैसे होता है क्या, PT देने से पहले ऑप्शनल छोड़ देते लोग, तो हिस्ट्री छोड़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. वर्ल्ड को छोड़ के आप एंशियंट मिडिवल मॉडर्न सब पढ़िए, because it is the syllabus is overlapping, and it helps you to get those questions in the PT also and in the mains also. Obviously 100 marks mains, 120 marks question they ask from the paper one. It helps in GS, it helps in ethics also, it helps in IR also to understand the current events. Without understanding world history you cannot understand this. It helps in interview also, it helps in writing essay also. Getting the point? So it is relevant. It is relevant.
So relevance is the
And
strongest
current
reason.
affair is not there. The best part, because see it is, I would say that choosing a right optional is equal to choose a right partner. Because if you don't choose a right partner, your life will become hell. If you don't choose a right optional, your preparation will become hell.
True, sir. Truer words have not been
It's it's
spoken.
it's it's an analogy of
But it's a fair analogy.
Yeah, it's a fair analogy.
Right, sir.
आपने किसी को देख के ले लिया कुछ कि उसने टॉप किया, टॉपर ने मान ले जाए किसी सब्जेक्ट में टॉप कर गया, मैं नाम नहीं लूँगा फिर क्योंकि मेरे दोस्त लोग पढ़ाते हैं, वो मुझे छोड़ेंगे नहीं, फिर उन्हीं के साथ बैठना मुझे। तो अब मान लीजिए किसी ने एक सब्जेक्ट ले लिया, वो टॉप कर गया, अब मैंने उसको देख के ले लिया। चूजिंग एन ऑप्शनल, टू थिंग्स आर एसेंशियल। सी, one is inclination towards that particular subject. Two is the overlapping with GS. If someone tops and XYZ sees that person, मान लीजिए किसी लड़की ने टॉप कर लिया, उसके मोहल्ले में उसके पापा ने बोला तुम भी ले लो ये ऑप्शन, उसका मन नहीं है भैया, ही इज नॉट विलिंग टू स्टडी हिस्ट्री, उसका मन था। तो इंटरेस्ट मैटर्स, ओवरलैपिंग विद द सिलेबस मैटर्स, ये दोनों चीज़ें। और सबसे ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट मैटर्स, बिकॉज ऑप्शनल डज नॉट परफॉर्म, स्टूडेंट परफॉर्म। स्टूडेंट इज इम्पोर्टेंट ना, अगर स्टूडेंट अच्छे से पढ़ेगा तो लिख के आएगा, और अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ेगा तो जितना भी अच्छा सब्जेक्ट हो, टॉपर के लिए वो 100% मार्क्स दे रहा है, 90% दे रहा है, लेकिन आपने पढ़ा ही नहीं तो ज़ीरो हो गया वो।
Absolutely, sir.
कोई फ़ायदा नहीं उसका।
Sir, this was, I would say, well, a very interesting discussion and very knowledgeable as well.
हाँ,
Sir, now I would like to welcome you to our rapid fire segment, the much awaited rapid
okay,
fire.
I have seen a rapid fire in Karan Johar's, that episode they used to ask. Karan
Well,
Johar,
yes, sir. Pretty similar, but slightly more intellectual and more tasteful, I would
please
say.
go ahead.
Sir, so the first question for you is ancient, medieval, or modern?
Ancient.
Wow. Who, according to you, is the most underrated ruler in history, Indian history?
Sher Shah Suri.
Why so, sir?
Because Sher Shah Suri has ruled for five years, from 1540 to 1545. In this 5 year, the development that he did has inspired the Mughal Empire. Akbar followed land revenue policy, his welfare schemes, his infrastructural development. The rupee that you use was for the first time was introduced by rupiah by Sher Shah. The administrative setup in very less time, and he has defeated Humayun, who was the son of Babar. वैसे हुमायूं का बहुत कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं था, except for that he was the son of Babar and father of Akbar. So his role was very important. Grand Trunk Road was built by him, and many more things. A talk can be given on that.
Who, according to you, is the most overrated ruler in Indian history?
Overrated, I won't name anyone, because every ruler is overrated and underrated sometimes on different aspects. It depends on the view of the. For example, if you study about Samudragupta, then Samudragupta is being praised by Harisena, who was the court poet who writes Prayag Prashasti. Same Ravi Kirti is doing with Pulkesin too, when he writes Aiyol inscription. So again he is overemphasizing. He will not write an eulogy or kasida, will always express the praise of the king. Like Firdausi used to praise Mahmud Ghazni. Al-Biruni was a critic. So Mullah Abdul Qadir Badauni was a critic of Akbar, and Abul Fazl was used to praise him because he was being patronized by Akbar. Badauni was not patronized, he was put into jail. So it depends. How can I tell you who is overrated? It is a difficult question for me, yeah.
All right, sir. Which one is your favorite empire?
Mauryan Empire. The reason is very clear, I will tell you. Mauryan Empire, see, India has the first empire, Mauryan Empire, and the first state was Magad. And in that time, a person like Chanakya, I was shocked to read those things. A person like Chanakya is building a state which is having welfare nature, in which the king is Ashoka is having a paternalistic attitude towards. बच्चा समझ रहा था सब्जेक्ट को अपने. It is the state is welfare state. The state is centralized state. The state is decentralized state. The state is covering the municipal administration, the grassroots level. So the kind of uniqueness that was developed by Chanakya and the book that he wrote, Arthashastra, which is the book on statecraft, it is a model state that is followed by you know the different types of state across the world. So it is a study in public administration. Secondly, why Maurya is important, that a person who was a wicked king, Dham Chand Ashok कहा जाता है, who was a warrior, and by an incident, and when he came under the influence of a monk, he became a Dhamma Ashok. At the same time, Mauryan Empire was a very big empire. It was having large territorial extent. So none of the empire was like Mauryan Empire. None. Till Afghanistan and till down till south and पूरा ईस्ट कलिंगा वलिंगा सब जो अखंड भारत की बात हो रही है वो मौर्यन एम्पायर में था.
Right, sir. Very well. Sir, who is your favorite historian?
My favorite historian is Eric Hobsbawm and many other. But yeah, I would say Hobsbawm is
Always.
wonderful.
Sir, what according to you is the most misunderstood period of history?
The most misunderstood period of history is, I would say, which is used for political gimmick. That is medieval India, which should be understood. See, a student should understand history like a student. He should not understand history that how it is Hindu based or Muslim based or Christian based. Raja ही था. Absolute monarchy is never good. Liberal democracy is good. I am a votary of liberal democracy. So it should not be observed in the light of any ideology or religion. It should be observed as a student of history. I am a student of history. I was being taught when I studied in my college that you should study history and don't see it with any chashma, with any particular ideology. You should also know the communist interpretation, that is Marxist. You should also know nationalist. You should also know what right wing says. You should also know what left wing says. Centrist approach. जानना है.
Right, sir. So, what is your favorite topic to teach?
My favorite topic to teach is, I really don't remember now, but yes, I would say the post-Maurya period. It is very good, and it is not only one. I would say the Indus Valley civilization is also good. Indian national movement is also good. But number one, I would keep the post-Maurya period. There is a reason to it, because India that time was number one in trade. इंडिया को सोने की चिड़िया कहा गया. And if you see that there was influx of gold coin, though the colonial school of thought, they say that it was a dark age because of the political turmoil and all those decentralization of power, that foreign ruling groups came to India. But I love, because multiple things happened during that time.
So, my final question to you, also the most interesting one. If you could witness one historical event in ancient, medieval, modern, anywhere in history, what would that be?
Coronation of Ashoka after Kalinga War. I would love to see that.
So, that's a wonderful response. Sir, I would like to thank you for joining us here.
Thank you so much.
And
It
thank
was
you
really
for having
kind
this
of you.
discussion with us. I'm sure the viewers are going to be very, very enlightened after listening to this discussion.
I hope so.
Thank you, sir. And if you enjoyed this discussion as much as, well, we did having this discussion, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Do not forget to press that bell icon. And thanks for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.